Hello and welcome to another edition of the Pigskin Preview. Alongside the head coach of the Western Illinois football team, Bob Nielsen, I'm Andrew Bacon. Last weekend, the Leathernecks got back on the winning track with a 44-29 shootout win at South Dakota. Coach, what were your overall thoughts on the win?
Well, good performance, by our team. A lot of momentum swings in the game, back and forth, and really pleased with the second half. Reminded me a lot of the Youngstown game where we came out after halftime and controlled the football game throughout the second half.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the highlights from commentators Drew Hoffman and Josh Dillon.
They stay balanced today. Different look. It's going to be a bubble screen to the outside. Borsellino still on his feet, trying to get to the outside. And it looks like he might have been tackled a little bit by the face mask, but he is up and okay. With Norvell is Baker. It's going to be a shovel pass to the outside. He's got some great blocking downfield. Looks like they're going to be rushing Norvell. It's a give to Devin Moore, and Devin Moore, the first down and some. He's still on his feet. Down past the 20, the 15. He's going to be brought down at the 11. And we got a late flag on the field. Borsellino in motion. Fake handoff. Got a guy wide open. It's the tight end, Larry Harris. That'll be 6 for Western. This time it's going to be a give to Baker. Baker cutting it back up the middle, still on his feet. And there he goes. A couple guys to beat, and he'll be brought down around the 48-yard line. It's a give to Devin Moore right up the gut. He's still on his feet using his stiff arm. Here we go. Looking deep downfield again. Heisey Scott coming back for it. He's going to go into the end zone untouched. And Heisey Scott, reservations for 6. And it's going to be a give to Jasper Sanders. And that was just read from the get-go by Jordan Bellows. One of those guys being Robertson. It's going to be a handoff to Sanders and Western. Wow. The pursuit of the football has been just amazing as Gino Durley going to be well prepared to handle this. Western's going to be running 4 guys at Earl. Looking over the middle of the field. He's got Schubert again. An amazing catch is made by Schubert right over the middle of the field. And then he gets tackled right in the back by Aaron Digg.
Well, Coyotes made them pay on that one.
Vandermotten running to the outside, trying to get to that corner. What a hit! And oh my goodness! A vicious hit by Jonathan Rollins. Fake handoff, rolling out to his right is Earl. He's got a receiver wide open, one guy to beat downfield. And Potter, the fullback, gets South Dakota up on the board. It's a fake handoff. Earl getting flushed out. He's going to try to get to that sideline. Ooh! And that is a great tackle on the sideline. He's got Robertson in the backfield. It's going to be a give to him, and he is not going to get it. A quick snap, and he's going to dive, and they're going to give him about a couple inches. Pass that first down marker. 10:30 to play here in the second quarter. Earl back to pass. And that is going to be a completed pass as Vandermotten able to hold on. Earl, it's a give to Sanders, and Sanders not only got to the line, but he's going to get into the end zone for a touchdown. As this game just got a whole lot more interesting. As the Coyotes really struggling on this down. Offensive series, I should say. Streaking down the sideline, depending on where they're given the spot. That'll be enough for a first down. Now being joined by Potter. It's a fake. Rolling out. He's got Schubert wide open. Diving toward the end zone. That hit the pylon. And that's good for 6 more as South Dakota starting to pile it on as they've gotten their 3rd touchdown here in the last 10 minutes. A touchdown lead, but that's going to be blocked as Kevin Kinsel just exploded through the line. And he's still on his feet. That ball came out. And it's all by himself. Martinez Davis. 20, 15, 10, 5.
It's 2 points.
Another blitz. Norvell running out of time, staying on his feet. He's going to take off with it. He will dive forward, and Trenton Norvell does what Trenton Norvell does. He keeps it alive, and that'll be plenty for a first down.
Only need 4 yards here.
They're airing it out. He's got Morellis all by himself, and that's going to be a huge gain. And there's the screen. It's a give to Baker. Baker with a lot of blocking. 10-5. Touchdown, J.C. Baker. Get in there, little fella. Another 6 points as Western has regained the lead, 22-20. South Dakota is going to be rushing at him now.
No.
And that kick was partially blocked. And it will take a bounce out of bounds as the Coyotes are going to pick up the ball at the 19-18 yard line. Best kicker in the conference.
Last kick attempt for him, though, was blocked and returned for 2 points for Western. This one, not so much.
The kick is up and it is good. And South Dakota is able to tie the game up at 23-all with 7 seconds left.
What can you attribute to the quick start?
I think our plan was good. 2 weeks of preparation. You hope your plan is good. The thing you worry about is your guys getting back into sync as far as game speed, and certainly we executed very well offensively in the first half to jump out to this 2-score lead.
After the quick start, the Coyotes were able to come back and tie the game at 14. How were they able to come back so quickly?
Well, they executed really well offensively, and defensively we struggled getting them off the field in third and long situations, and it's something that we've had some struggles with all year. And as a result, they put some points on the board and forced us to score points to keep pace with them.
South Dakota scores that third touchdown. The extra point is supposed to happen. Just kind of go through what happened on that play.
Well, Kevin Kinsel makes a great play blocking the kick, first of all, and then that ball becomes live in terms of both teams being able to pick it up and score with. One of those rules that they changed 8-9 years ago now, and as a result, their guy picks it up. Kevin comes back and makes a second great play in the same play where he strips the ball away from the South Dakota player, and it ends up in the hands of Martinez Davis, who runs it in for what's called a defensive touchdown.
How big of a momentum shift was that after they regained the lead?
Well, I think it was one of those little things that makes a big difference in a game. The 2 points did a couple of things, gave us a little bit of momentum when things weren't going well defensively, gave our defense a little shot of momentum, and the second thing that it did is it really made a difference as the game went on. It's really a 3-point swing when you think about it, and what that did to help separate the game later on.
All right, stay tuned. We'll be back after this. You're watching the Pigskin Preview, home of Fighting Leatherneck football. Welcome back to the Pigskin Preview. The Leathernecks at the half have a 14-10 advantage. Coach, what did you say to the team in the locker room?
We made a couple of adjustments and some things that we felt that we had to do better. We talked about playing with confidence in the second half. Talked about continuing to make plays at critical times, and as I said, it was a situation where Southern showed some experience. They had some seniors step up and make big plays. The running back made a great run. Their senior return guy, a great return. Their senior tight end made a couple of big play catches, and where we needed to respond to those plays, we just didn't do it. As a matter of fact, in a couple of situations, we make mistakes, fumbling the ball at the 1 yard line, and things like that are going to hurt you against good teams.
All right, let's go and take a look at the second half.
And now at the start of the second half, we're going to see Willis sprinting down the sideline. He's got one man to beat, and that's Chungong, and he's going to push him out of bounds. Naughty. Hand off to Agnew. And Agnew
Durley.
met in the backfield early by Durley. We got Agnew on the handoff.
Nope.
And nothing again. All of them over 6 foot tall. Iannotti's gonna get flushed out.
There's
And
Pruitt.
Pruitt right across the middle of the end zone as he went in undetected. And like you said, that's just the one person you can't let go of.
Yeah, he's the one on the line. The one that McKinney's motioning towards right now.
Looking over the middle. It's gonna be caught. And finally being brought down is Iwema. Trails by 3.
Rollins showing blitz, he does.
It's gonna be a handoff to McCall on the outside, and he's using that burst of speed as he's finally dragged out of bounds by a handful of guys. And we're seeing a similar formation like last time. There goes Pruitt over the middle of the field. We got him flushed out. We got a flag in the backfield. Holtschlag misses on the tackle. Iannotti's still on his feet, and he will be smothered. So with a field goal, it'll make it a 6-point game.
Here, the Western faithful here chanting block that kick. And that one is good. Watch for the bubble screen. Nope.
It's going to be the other side, and it's going to be Lenore. And he's going to squirt his way for a really good first down gain. It's going to be a handoff to Moore. Moore, he's going to get past the 50-yard line.
Lenore lined up on the near side now. Borsellino will motion into the formation.
Moore, he's going to squeak through the initial line of scrimmage and finally being brought down at the 39-yard line. Here we go, handoff to Moore, and Moore, he's going to leap forward. It's all about where the spot's going to be at, but you know, I'll say it again, from the initial spot, it looks like a Western first down, and it is. Move those chains.
Got that clock moving.
It's going to be a play-action pass. Borsellino's going to get a block from Lance Lenore Jr., and that's going to be enough for a first down as Western making some statements here in the second half as we have a player down on the field. It looks like Suggs. It'll be 3rd and goal. It's a fumble. Norvell has to dive on it, and that just seems to be a broken record for this Western offense.
He's good at it, though.
Here we go, Nathan Knupman out there for the kickoff. And they are gonna just...
Fair catch. No, 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 no.
And it looks like there are no flags being thrown, and there's one from the deep side. We couldn't quite tell if it was a fair catch or if he was waving off the back defender. It's a scruff on the ground for the football.
Kick catch interference. Number 23, kicking team. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Iannotti looking to pass. He's looking downfield. It was completed, but was he in bounds?
Yep.
And they're saying it was. It was great coverage by Martinez Davis, but a better catch made by Willis.
1st and goal.
Under 1 minute to play in the 3rd quarter. It's going to be a handoff to Agnew. Agnew still on his feet. He is, wow! How on earth did Agnew get away? That is just a unbelievable run for a touchdown. Norvell looking to pass. He finds Lance Lenore as that is a dime. Just a filthy pass. Now looking to pass. He had High C Scott, but Scott unable to come away with it. A ton of Salukis on the line. They're gonna blitz Norvell. Norvell rolling out, getting rid of the ball, and it's picked off. Picked off.
Southern Illinois would get the victory over Western 34-17. Mark Iannotti finished 24 of 39, 272 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Michael Pruitt had 9 receptions for 106 yards, 2 touchdowns. Malcolm Agnew, 19 carries for 68 yards and a touchdown. And then on the Western side, Norvell finished 21 of 49, 271 yards, 1 yard short of Iannotti, touchdown, interception. And then Lenore, the 7 receptions, 115 yards. Interesting enough, he had 115 yards the previous game. Ralphson and Rollins both made their 200th career tackle as a Leatherneck this past weekend. A big milestone for them. Coach, talk about them and what they mean to the team with their experience and leadership.
They provide great leadership for our defensive football team and have played at a high level this year. You know, JJ playing with that elbow issue that has limited him to a certain extent, but still the quality of his play has been a big part of the success of our defense. And we need those guys to play well. It's important in our defensive structure that those two positions are leading our tackling every game.
And then talking about the defense, as you've kind of talked about a little bit, the first half looked great. The second half, though, they just didn't seem like that same defense we're used to seeing game in, game out. They allowed over 400 yards of offense. What exactly happened?
Gave up some big plays, which has been atypical of us. You know, the last touchdown, which was late in the game, the 50-yard pass play to the tight end, just a breakdown and not playing the ball very well on a pass that we had a chance to break up. Southern made a couple of plays, you know, a couple of big pass plays where they actually executed very well. And so overall, you know, I wasn't disappointed with our defensive play. It was a game that we were going to need to score more points offensively, and we didn't get that done. And
talking about the offense there a little bit, they were able to get 2 scores in the first half, but only mustered a field goal. How was Southern able to control the offense?
Well, first of all, they controlled the football a little bit offensively, and second of all, you know, we hurt ourselves. We drove the ball length of the field, had first and goal inside the 5-yard line, and then only came up with a field goal, which we talked going into the game that we needed to score points on those kinds of possessions. And then you know, we got out of sync a little bit, I thought, in the fourth quarter, and when we got behind and had to throw the football, we struggled with their pass rush, which we knew was going to be a concern. Football teams to have 2 different styles of backs is really what we've tried to build our system around.
WIU senior running back J.C. Baker has been through a lot in his life to get where he is today. Here's a sneak preview of his story. The full story can be found on the Pigskin Preview Facebook page next week.
Lowest I ever hit was probably the night that I tried to commit suicide driving my car off the road. That was probably the lowest that I've ever been.
How I describe J.C. Baker, just enthusiastic, one of those people who you see and he just makes you smile. I mean, it's really one of those things where you just kind of see him and he just makes your day better. Like, we'll be getting ready for practice and he literally is right across from me, across like the locker room, and I see him every day and we make eye contact and he just kind of gives me one of these and I always give him one of those, and it's just one of those things where we just get each other.
He's fun-loving. He likes to crack a lot of jokes, and he is quiet at first, but once he gets to know you, the nonstop riot act. He likes to just joke around a lot.
When he finally broke out of his shells, we do on deck time. And when you introduce yourself to the team, you say a little, say something inspirational to the team, and his on deck was dynamite.
I was praying about it. I didn't know what to say. I was a new guy. Just kind of wanted to wrap up everything that I had been through and what got me to this point. So I think I knew that I needed to tell my story just because somebody else could have been going through it. Somebody else might have already gone through it. Somebody they know could have gone through it. And I didn't want them to feel embarrassed. Me being addicted to drugs and whatnot, or committing suicide, wanting to commit suicide, isn't something to be embarrassed about or ashamed of. That's something that can happen to anyone. And I don't want to hide from it because it's very real. So I wanted to bring light to it. This is going to be a team that, I'm sacrificing my body for day in and day out, that I'm giving all my time to. Then they need to know where I came from and what I believe in. And so I just allowed God to take control of my tongue. And I said, you just say what you want to say.
What has it been like to coach J.C. Baker?
It's a joy to coach young men like J.C. He's a guy that comes to practice every day with a smile on his face. His enthusiasm is contagious. He talks openly about the things that have as he's been through in his life and how he values every minute of his experience playing football. And he has become not only a really good player in a program, but a tremendous leader for our program as well.
How unique is he both on the field and off the field?
He's a very unique player. First of all, his skill set as a little back is unique in his ability to make people miss in space and also to run away from people. But I think more so, just his personality and his leadership has made him a very unique person.
What's your favorite thing about JC?
Honestly, I think what I treasure the most about him is just his commitment to doing anything that he possibly can to help the team win. And even though he's a great player with big statistics, you'd never know that. He's the first to compliment all of those around him and be happy and celebrate for somebody else in the program when they do something good.
It is now time for a quick break, but stay tuned as we have the 2-minute drill with Larry Harris on the way next. You're watching the Pigskin Preview. We're now joined by Larry Harris, junior tight end. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Now, for those new to the show, each week we here at the Pigskin Preview try to ask as many questions as possible to our guests, and you probably guessed it, 2 minutes. And so with that, Larry, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Last year you were a fullback, Larry. How's the transition been to tight end?
The transition has pretty much been the same. Tight ends and fullbacks in our system have pretty much the same role. So learning to play, same playbook, same play running, route concept and everything. So nothing really new to me. It's all the same.
What's it been like to get the ball actually in your hands more than just blocking?
It feels amazing, actually. Since coming to Western, I really haven't been a huge threat on the offensive side of the ball, but this season actually, in specific, I've been a really huge threat to other teams, and they have to worry about me a little bit more now.
So is that your favorite thing then, being able to get the ball in your hands?
Oh yeah, I love touching the football. I love being out there in open field, making defenders miss and everything like that.
What was it like to finally get your first couple touchdowns this season?
It was pretty exciting. I had my whole family there at the game, so it was pretty nice to have them there and have them see me actually score in a game. And also it was pretty exciting for me because it was the first one of my career being here at Western.
Is there a player you look up to who was or is in the NFL?
If anybody, my favorite player would have to be Jeremy Shockey. Just the excitement that he brought to the game at the tight end position, the way that he was able to just dictate the game and how he handled the game so well and everything.
Who's your favorite NFL team?
My favorite NFL team is Chicago Bears, of course. Go Bears.
How do you feel they've been doing this season?
They could do a lot better. There's probably a few Packers fans in here right now. Got a little stuff to talk about, but I think they could do a lot better this season.
What's the team that surprised you the most so far?
Probably the Indianapolis Colts. Just the way that they handle themselves and they perform each Sunday or Thursday night. They just come out there and they just battle to the end of the game and make sure that they just leave opponents out there just without any regrets.
If you had to pick two teams going to the Super Bowl, who would you have?
Probably the Denver Broncos and probably the Indianapolis Colts.
They're both in the AFC, you know that, right?
My bad. Probably, I don't know. The Broncos for sure. The Broncos for sure, but I don't know the other team, man.
That's not the first time this has happened on the Pigskin. Trenton Norvell had the same mess up. He had the Patriots and the Broncos meeting in the Super Bowl, so it happens. But that's all the time we have for you for this week's 2-minute drill. Stay right there, though, as Coach Nielsen and I will look at the Missouri Valley Conference and preview the upcoming road game at South Dakota State. You're locked into the Pigskin Preview. Welcome back to the Pigskin Preview. Let's now take a look at see how the conference did this past weekend. Last week in the Missouri Valley had a lot of bye weeks. Teams with bye weeks include South Dakota State, North Dakota State, Youngstown State, and Missouri State. Teams that actually played were Indiana State, who beat ranked Liberty 38-19. They are now ranked number 25 in the FCS poll. Northern Iowa won big over Tennessee Tech 50-7. Illinois State also had a huge win over Austin P, 55-6. And then, of course, as I said, Western Illinois lost to Southern 34-17. Taking a look at the standings, Southern Illinois is at the top with a 1-0 mark in conference, 4-1 overall. No one else has played conference, so looking at their non-conference record, North Dakota State at 4-0, Illinois State also at 3-0, Indiana State 4-1, South Dakota State, Missouri State, Youngstown State all at 3-1, South Dakota 2-2, Northern Iowa 2-2, and then Western 2-3 with an 0-1 record in conference. Looking at the conference matchups this weekend, Northern Iowa will travel to Indiana State. South Dakota will go south for their first meetup with Southern Illinois ever. Illinois State will host South Dakota State, and Youngstown State will travel to Springfield, Missouri to face Missouri State. And then, of course, Western Illinois will host North Dakota State for homecoming. North Dakota State comes in the game 4-0. We've kind of talked a little bit about the Bison already, but their main strength that we haven't talked about is their defense. Talk a little bit about the defense.
Interestingly, they play the same defensive scheme that we do, a 4-3 scheme. Coach Ward was actually on their staff back in 2011, and so it's a situation where we understand what they do defensively. They obviously do it very well, and they're not going to make mistakes. You've got to beat them with execution. You've got to be patient. You've got to create some offense, and also you've got to take some chances and try to make some big plays, because they're going to be a very difficult team to drive the football down the field 90 yards against.
The defense lost some players last year, but it's still a very veteran unit. The offense also a very veteran unit. A lot of their receivers have played a lot. They're led by senior running back John Crockett. The one thing that they're kind of a newcomer in is their quarterback. A little kind of important there, but talk about this power offense.
Different style of offense than we see in the league. Most of the league teams are more spread-related teams. North Dakota State relies on a true power running game. We're more similar to what we saw at Wisconsin, really offensively, and they do it with a very good offensive line, a very talented running back, and the quarterback who's been very efficient in their passing game, both off of play action, which anytime a team runs the football well, play action pass is going to be a difficult thing to defend, and then also in drop back situations. So. From an offensive standpoint, they do what they do, and they do it really well, and they try to control the football and keep it away from you.
With it being homecoming this weekend, does that add anything to the game?
Well, we hope we get a great environment here with a lot of fans. Our guys have played very hard, and I think have played with a great deal of pride so far this year, and I anticipate that homecoming will bring out the very best in them.
This weekend, they will play at 3 p.m. here on Hanson Field, as I said, for homecoming. It is the game of the week for the Missouri Valley, and so we will be on ESPN3 if you cannot make the game. That's all the time we have for you this week on the Pigskin Preview. For Coach Nielsen, I'm Andrew Bacon. Thanks for watching.